It's episode 111, and I am super happy to have you back here chatting with Nuts. I'm, of course, the Friday Night Delight, Jimmy Nuts, and we're going to be going over some new releases on this episode. Stuff that I'm pretty excited about, and there's quite a bit on here, which I didn't realize how many things were coming out this year until I really sat down and started to look. And there's already been stuff that's been out that's pretty interesting, but nothing that's been calling my name to read it immediately, except for maybe one, which I'm going to talk about. Very good to see everyone here in the chat, and it's going to be a pretty relaxed Friday night. I don't know how long this one will go. It'll depend. What I'm hoping for is that people will come here into the chat and give me some recommendations on new releases I might not be aware of, because as I started to look around at new releases this week, I realized there's just not a great place to get everything all in one. And I can understand why, all the different publishing houses and everything else. But I did not realize exactly how hard it'd be to track down everything I would ever want to read. So hoping to get some recommendations from the chat and the comments after the fact as well. Give me 1 second, please. Enjoy the Bobby B portrait in the background for approximately 4 seconds. Okay, we're back. We're live. This kind of stuff happens. Sorry, the blue light was driving me mad. It was all over me because it was at a different angle than it usually is. Oh, let's hit the chat, see what we got going on here. The Faith of Beasts. Which one is the Faith of Beasts? See, I already have one. I don't know. This wait is interminable. Well, welcome. Happy Friday, everybody. Good to see y'all. Brian, good to see you. It was either this or watching more cat TV, so here we are. I'm glad. Paloma said, Jimmy, even those books are blurred, I can make most of them out. And I hate to tell you, but those books are not new, and you've read them already. I had this called out in my Discord. Big controversy. You know, it's obviously Cloud Atlas, Red Rabbit, and Fire and Blood. And I simply, you know, as somebody who takes responsibility and is willing to take the fire, I blamed it on Mrs. Nuts because she makes the thumbnails and she picked 3 books that I've read. So it's all her fault, not me. Okay. Well, we're right now, the board and I are going over some options, and let's just say you might not see Mrs. Nuts around the channel anymore. You know, we might be moving on in a new direction here at Chatting with Nuts, unfortunately. So, you know, you can't make those kind of mistakes. They're just too big for the brand. Great week for a Chatting with Nuts stream, as it's been crap from top to bottom. I need this very much. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Luckily, this has been a decent week and not overwhelming for me, but I know the feeling for sure. I think it's like the last 5 episodes I came on and kind of talked about how bad I felt. So I hope it gets better, and I hope this can give you some relief. That would be excellent. What in the world is this? It tells me when I have a super chat now. How interesting. Very cool. I'll get to the super chat as I scroll down. Actually, here, I'll highlight it now. Here we go. Indie Kitty 1. Love that avatar. $5. Thank you so much. It's very kind of you. Said, hey, how are you? I like the new Jonathan Mayberry Joe Ledger book about Mr. Church Red Empire. Do tell me more. I don't know what there's a lot of words there, but I don't know any of them. I'm very curious. Maybe I might jump back to this after we get into the new releases, and maybe I'll see what this is all about and give a synopsis to the chat, which would be cool. Jimmy, following in Alan's footsteps being late, for sure. For sure. I believe the middle book, blurred book in the thumbnail is Cloud Atlas 2, The Cavendish Strikes Back. That would be something I would pre-order. I would pre-order that immediately. I would love to see it. Good to see you all here. Oh, what's up, Jimbo? How's your neck? Hayward, great to see you, my friend. I believe you had a big move going on. I hope everything's working out. The neck is good. Some days are better than others. Still need to get it checked out. I may have not booked that MRI quite yet because I'm a procrastinator. But regardless, it is right now, as of this moment, feeling very good. But we'll see. It's an on and off thing. There's a couple days where it's really, really, really bad. I feel like I can't do anything to make it feel better. And then it'll just be fine for like 3 days. So today's a good day. Overall, decent week, to be honest with you. It's Friday night. How delightful. Now that I'm here. Chatting with Nuts 2, Electric Boogaloo. Hey, Jimmy, I love you. Just wanted you to know why I love you too. And thank you very, very much. It's very kind of you. Jimmy, how far through Wars of Light and Shadow did you get through? I'm reading Fugitive Prince now, and it's amazing so far. I read the first 2 books, right? I think I read the first 2 books. Yeah. I'm trying to remember if I DNF'd at the beginning of book 3 or if I DNF'd like 90% of the way through book 2. Just not for me, unfortunately. But I mean, so many people here on YouTube absolutely love it. And the series has had a pretty big renaissance, so I wouldn't take my word for it. And obviously, Joe here is a big fan. So everyone should go check it out. Mercy of the Gods sequel. I was going to put this on there, but I'm trying to pick things that like I might read this year. And unfortunately, I haven't read Mercy of the Gods yet, even though I really, really want to. I feel like I have to finish The Expanse before I read Mercy of the Gods. I know that's not true, but The Expanse is just one of those series I always think about it. I've always enjoyed it. And for some reason, I read one a year. And that's just what I've been doing for years now. I see. Fate the Beast is the sequel to Mercy of the Gods. I see. All right. Controversial thumbnail from Mrs. Nuts, no doubt. Did you just throw Mrs. Nuts under the bus? Yes, I sure did. She's been replaced by AI, a sign of the times. Hey, Jimmy, I've really been enjoying the Saga Day Press Day Night Double Horror Anthology. Very neat. Who's all in that? I'm curious. All my content goes through final approval. What, from the cats? It certainly wasn't me. Remus said, I'm looking forward to the last contract of Asako, a standalone corporate samurai story in space. Yes, please. Yeah, I've heard. I will be talking about that. It's actually the first book I have on my list. I'll go over that and why I'm excited. Oh, good old Ben's here. Good day, Jim Kelson all. I can't believe you just called me Jim. That's crazy. What am I? I mean, I'm old, but I'm not that old. I'm not Jim yet, am I? Maybe I am. Okay. Going through. Simon, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. It's very nice of you. I'm excited for a Chatting with Nuts. Is it just me or does Jimmy get more handsome and erudite every month? It doesn't feel that way. I think this year, more than any other year, I feel like I'm seeing the age start hitting my face, which is, not the best feeling in the world. Dark One's Taint said, what's good, McNutty? Sorry, I'm rewatching The Wire right now. You know what? I'll let it slide because I know you're from here. So I'll let it slide this time. All right. Oh my God, I just clicked rewind back a little. All I heard was Mrs. Nuts won't be anymore. My heart sank. Then I rewound back. I rewound back more and relaxed. Okay. It's okay. Indie Kitty starting to watch The Pit. I have 4 episodes to watch now that the finale's out, and me and Mrs. Nuts will be binging that this weekend. I'm so excited. You would have picked it up if it was titled The Wrath of the Gods instead of Mercy of the Gods. Maybe, possibly. I hope you cannot hear my cat squalling. I might have to have Executive Mrs. Nuts remove this cat from the premises. Let's see. Denver's been doing this thing, my cat, where he's howling a lot because he hates the new cat we added to the house. It's distracting. Also, Ellen Datlow is the editor for the Day and Night collection, and if you're in the know, she's the GOAT. What else has she edited before, Madre? I hope it is Madre. I'm sorry if I'm abbreviating it. Jimmy approving thumbnails like the military checking AI. I am not approving anything. Paul said, after recent bullying you about reading Galveston last CWN, I'm owning up and have ordered his last 2 fantasy books I haven't read yet. Not new releases, but Sean Stewart's always worth a shout. Very cool. My bet is on Dungeon Crawler Carl 8 to make the list. Jimmy, where do I send my lost bet money? You can send that to DraftKings, and you can also use code NUTS for 10% off of your first bet and $50 in free play. Conversing with James. Yeah, that's going to be the new adult. the adult name. What's up, Lauren? Very long time, no talk. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. A lot of people are very excited about Dungeon Crawler. Carl, our friend Jared Henderson's here. Said, "Sup, nerds, see you later. We hardly knew ye." Probably going to write Infinite Jest 2, if I had to guess. Okay, the Day and Night Horror Anthology includes Nathan Ballingrud, I'm already in, Stephen Graham Jones, love it, Rachel Harrington, Priya Sharma, and Pat Cadigan, among other greats. I don't know all of those names, but there's 2 on there I love, so that's pretty exciting. Oh, I thought that was my cat screaming. Nope, it's just me. It's just Denver. Mrs. Nuts has, in fact, caught the perpetrator, and he is being punished currently. Sorry, I'm very thirsty. Rob Wanderer says, definitely add Utopia Avenue to your upcoming TBR. Might be my favorite Mitchell book. That is something, Rob, I have never heard anyone say, and I'm very intrigued. I feel like Utopia Ave is always the one I hear people read, and they're like, I'm not sure how I feel about it. It's not that they dislike it. They're just like, this is one of the more out there ones from Mitchell. Also, I'm pretty sure Mitchell has a new book coming out, but it's not going to be this year. I think I saw someone say 2027 or 2028. So let's cross our fingers and hope. Is the cat named Denver because she is the last dinosaur? Old people joke. No, Denver was Denver's name. He was named after John Denver because he came from West Virginia. So when we adopted him, we just kept his name. Though we do refer to him as Denver Nugget, like the Denver Nuggets, the NBA team. So he is mostly referred to in this house as Nuggy Boy 3000. You know. Oh, Jared's still here. Pitch, turn us into a cooking channel. Call it Noshing with Nuts. Mrs. Nuts doing him like old Yeller. Better be punished with Snuggles. Well, I'll be up to Mrs. Nuts. She's a very brutal cat mom. It's bad. I have to step in sometimes. Okay, let's talk about some new releases. Feel free to add yours into the chat. I would love to see more. And I will try to remember to read off this one from Indie Kitty, which was a book about Mr. Church Red Empire. I will try to find that and read the synopsis for it in this stream if I can. So the number one new release, these are not, by the way, this is not an order of like the desirableness of it, my desire to read it. So they're not ranked. This is just a list. So ignore the numbers for all intents and purposes. So Last Contract of Asako, I hope I'm saying that right, is a standalone sci-fi novel, and it's coming out in May, as far as I could tell. And this is from, of course, Fonda Lee, who, I mean, really has kind of exploded onto the scene. She had a YA series, and then the Greenbone Saga is the one that everyone has been very much attracted to. Of course, it got pretty popular, so there's people who absolutely hate it, but I mean, overwhelmingly positive reception from the bulk of readers that I've seen. And I did read the trilogy. I've recommended it to multiple people who have come back and been like, dude, this is sick. Specifically, my best friend Andrew really, really, really liked it. And I did too. I liked book one. I was pretty indifferent towards book two, and then book three kind of annoyed me a lot. And it's one of those series, though, even though it's never going to make like a top 10 list for me, none of the books would ever make any of my top lists. I do enjoy talking about the series, which does count for something. And there was a lot of interesting stuff in there. I know the parallels to Godfather, but the more and more you get into it, the more it kind of diverts from that. And I like Fonda Lee's approach. I thought it was quick, punchy. She really tried to make the characters into something. Whether or not they resonate with everyone doesn't really matter. She's at least attempting it. So I'm very curious to see what she does next. And at the very least, I'll have something to talk about if it's anything like Greenbone, which for me personally was very polarizing. So I'm excited about this. Samurai in Space, not exactly what I'm after. Samurai stuff doesn't do much for me. And in space, listen, every time there's something odd in space, I'm a little apprehensive because of Jason in Space. If you guys remember, Jason Voorhees went to space. Now, that movie is hilarious, especially when they go into like the simulation with the campers. And of course, if you're camping out and you're a young female in a horror movie, you know what happens. You end up getting got. He will catch you and do what Jason Voorhees does. So that movie's terrible. It's a terrible movie that I happen to love. So anything that gets transported to space is always at risk of being cheesy and shit, to be honest. I don't think it will be. I think it'll be fine. I'm kind of just teasing, but I am very interested in the fact that this is like a veteran samurai, a swordsman, kind of going on that final hoorah. Everyone here knows, if you've been watching it all, I love the one last ride. I love a warrior who's putting back on the gear, and he's going to do one more time. And no, I don't like Legend by David Gemmell. I'm sorry. I don't. Everyone always goes, oh, if you like that, you should read. I've tried multiple times. Nothing against David Gemmell. I know his story, but not for me, unfortunately. So that piece of it really, really does intrigue me. And Kyle, Read by Kyle, he has the arc, and he specifically said that he thinks it's going to work for me because it has some similarities to Remains of the Day. It is, and I said that is a tall order considering it's arguably my favorite book of all time. I mean, it's top 3 for sure. And he was like, whoa, pump the brakes. It's not Remains of the Day exactly, but there's similar themes. So that has really piqued my interest. And Fonda Lee is a very easy to read author. Not anything crazy going on there. I liked her combat fine. I know she does jiu-jitsu like I have done and all that. So I thought her combat was pretty good. So there's a lot of upside to this. I imagine she's only going to get better with time, hopefully. She didn't just rush this thing out as soon as Greenbone was done. I think that's actually a really good sign. I'm a weirdo, and I don't love when an author just rams books out, like just tosses them out. Sometimes that quality can drop. So I'm hoping that she pushes herself. I see new stuff in her writing, but overall, I think it's just probably going to be pretty entertaining. And even though Samurai in Space is not exactly what I'm after, I'm willing to give that a shot. So this comes out in May. Will I read it in May? I'm going to say probably not, but every book on this list, I have 8. I would like to get to them. Doesn't mean I'm going to, especially at the snail's pace that I'm reading currently, but they're on the TBR. Okay. So is anyone here excited for this book? Does anyone have the arc? Don't give away too much, but I'm actually very, very curious if there's anyone here that's reading the arc. Yes. There people are mentioning some of the stuff that is on the list. So just wait to see what I have next. Mrs. Nutt said, Sarah J. Maas releasing a new book. Put me down for not interested. Paul Williams said, have you read any Tim Powers since Anubis Gates? He had a new book come out in December that I hear is pretty good, though not as celebrated as Declare and such. I have not, Paul, but I do have a stack of Tim Powers. I had somebody, I bought a book off eBay. I can't even remember what it was. I think it might have been the Zelazny Amber Chronicles, like the mass market paperbacks. And I can't remember the person's name, so I apologize who it was. But they threw in a couple Tim Powers books. They said, hey, I recognized your name from YouTube, and I watched your channel, and I threw in some books I think you'll enjoy, which is honestly, to this day, one of the like nicest, random acts of kindness I've ever had. And I think about it a lot. So I think I Declare's in there and a couple different ones that I'd like to read. Paul, if you could tell me what is the premise of his new book? I didn't know that Tim Powers was still writing. It's very cool. Very, very cool. Rob is back with Utopia Ave information. Says definitely one of his more out there books. The characters are all amazing, and he connects the book to the others in a lot of ways. I like that. I like the sound of that. Mr. Church is the leader of an organization Joe Ledger joins. You have me intrigued. How long is this book? Let me know. Also, if you got new releases that are in 200 pages, throw them my way. Isn't it 2 within a close time? Oh, this is for the Sarah J. Maas stuff. I'll let you and Mrs. Nuts figure that one out. Samwise, good to see you, buddy. Said, greetings, Jimmy. Glad to hang out with you and everyone else this Friday. I'm glad you're here, my friend. I hope things are going well. Some people have already pre-ordered the Sarah J. Maas. Doesn't she have enough money? Pinhead in Space. Oh, man. What's up, Jedi? I said, J-Dog, I just finished Last Picture Show and loved it so much. Currently finishing Contact by Carl Sagan right now. What another great read. I love Contact the movie. Phenomenal movie. BookTube Advocate. Good to see you, dude. The Pit Season 2 thoughts. I have not finished. I'm 4 episodes behind. Me and Mrs. Nuts are going to binge it this weekend. I think The Pit's the best show on television. And yes, even above Dunk and Egg. And unfortunately, like, Dunk and Egg's my second favorite show that's on. But it's like when Jordan was in the league and then Shaq was in the league. It's like, man, these guys are great. But the gap between Jordan and Shaq was very, 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 very large. I think Pitt is like literally one of the best TV shows I've ever watched. I love it. And I've explained why. There's a lot of like just personal like attachment because of the area that it's filmed in. Okay, Jana Rose said, I have an arc of Last Contract of Asako as well. I need to start it to get it finished by the publication date. See, that's why I very rarely take arcs unless if I know I want to read it immediately. I think the last one I did was the final book in The Last King of Osenard. And I had to, I'm not going to lie, I cashed in a little bit of that privilege. I was like, hey, publisher, Daw, I have had Tad on the channel quite a few times. It's once. But I've made a lot of videos. The views total this much. I would love for you to send me a copy early. And they actually did. And the cool thing about DAW is that it was so close to the release date. They just sent me a first edition copy. They didn't even send me an ARC. Like, they just sent me the hardcover, which was awesome. And that book ripped. That book was sick. I loved it. Let's see. Derry said May's going to halt my plotting progress through Gardens of the Moon, DCC 8, and A Parade of Horribles in the last book in the Nalini Singe Guild Hunter series, book 18, Archangel's Ascendancy. That was one of the hardest messages I've ever had to read, Derry. There was a lot going on there. Tim Powers was mentioned. Of course, Sam shows up for sure. What's up, Ben? I was thinking about you today. Next, Tchaikovsky's novella, Green City Wars, is animal noir that features a raccoon private investigator. Listen, there's times where it's just too far. I think Tchaikovsky's getting there. Like, he might need to take a sabbatical. He's running. He has to be running out of ideas if this is where we're at. If we're at raccoon private investigator, I'm not saying it won't work. He's talented, but he might need a vacation. He should pick up ping pong or something. Please don't spoil season 2. I know if anyone spoils anything from Pit season 2, you're banned. Like, I do not want to see anything like that. Even jokes, even if you're joking, I don't care. Don't do it. I have the NetGalley arc. I haven't started it yet. Get on that. What are you doing? Fantasy Fanatic said, love Greenbone, but for some reason the premise of Asako doesn't grab my interest. Yeah, I'm with you as far as like the premise in the sense of like the samurai stuff in space. But that old warrior, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. Shout out to whoever just downvoted the stream. I get it. Maybe you really wanted those spoilers for season 2 of The Pit. Anathem beat Anubis Gates for my current read. Man, Anathem's a big boy. That's a big one. I really would like to read it, Anathem at some point. What's up, Ryan? Good to see you. I have all of the Chronicles of Hamber books. The first 4 are amazing, in my opinion. Tchaikovsky has 2 novellas coming, Green City Wars, which we talked about, and the other one's is Engines of Reasons, which is sequel to Elder Race. Very cool. Oh no, I'm very late. You weren't fired, Jimmy? I was not. I missed out on Jimmy lore. Why is Jimmy getting fired? There was a controversy about the thumbnail using not new release books. Some people, some dissenters have asked for me to be released from my contract here at Chatting with Nuts. I have put in a movement with the board to remove Mrs. Nuts. It's going to be messy. Like, we don't know who's going to get the cats. Like, it's going to be pretty bad. Mills of the Gods is about Hemingway and the other modernists in France. There are cults worshiping the ancient god Malak, secret societies. Okay. I mean, at the very least, it sounds interesting. Sir Jordan Drew, what's up, my friend? I'm super excited about Elder Race sequel. Jordan, answer me this. Do you like The Last Architect or the Final Architecture series? At least book 1. Let's just go with book 1. Do you like that book 1 or Elder Race more? Very curious. The Green City Wars by Tchaikovsky, Zootopia for adults. That's crazy. That's insane. Tchaikovsky should make up one of his eyebrows the private investigator. McScarfield says, The Year of Horses came by Mary Mackey, Earth Song #1, historical fiction fantasy set during the Indo-European migrations of 4000 BC. I mean, if people are looking for new ideas, I mean, that's certainly a premise I have not heard. Indie Kitty said, Red Empire is the 15th book in the Joe Ledger series. Plot: Joe Ledger and rogue team of internationals must stop the Red Empire from unleashing a weaponized plague in London. Mr. Church is an immortal leader of the Red Empire too. That sounds wild. How have I never heard of this? Never thought I would say this. I'm reading an Emily Henry book and a Stephen King book concurrently right now, and I vastly prefer the Emily Henry book. Which books from Stephen King and Emily Henry are you reading? I'm so interested. I'd offer to mediate the boardroom debate, Jimmy, but I'll admit I'll probably be on Mrs. Nutt's side. I mean, I think that's probably at this point. I do feel like I've worn out my welcome. You know what I mean? You've heard everything I had to say. I don't know why you're watching this. I don't know why anyone shows up to these anymore. All right, number 2. This is a weird one. But Naomi Ishiguro is putting out a novel, which I thought was her debut novel, but it's not. It's not. She has a short story collection called Escape Routes, and then her debut novel was called Common Ground in 2021. I think it was like, what's the word? Speculative fiction, has a little bit of fairy tale aspect to it or something like that. I'm pretty sure. But this is I think actually being listed as a fantasy novel, and it's the Rain Shadow Orphans. I don't know when in 2026 it's coming, but it's supposed to. And I guess, like I said, it's going to be all about like human connection and in a fantasy world or setting, unless if it's urban fantasy. I am super curious why the Ishiguro family loves orphans in their titles so much. I think Ishiguro has two works with orphans. I know there's at least one. And now his daughter is going for, like, what? Why is that? Why do they put it in the title? It's strange. I'll be honest, this is just a Nepo baby thing. I'm not being serious. She might be talented as all get out. But I mean, she's Ishiguro's daughter, and I love him. So I'm going to check out his daughter's book. It's fantasy. So that gives me another leg up. And I have no idea. I have no idea if I'm even going to like this at all. It might be a complete miss, but I will give her an opportunity. I do not know how long the book is. I hope she follows her father's footsteps and keeps it minimal. That would be great, especially a fantasy book. I would love to see shorter and shorter fantasy books and more economical use of language and words and all that good stuff. So very, very, very curious. I would imagine none of you care about this at all, but it had to go on the list because Ishiguro. So Teabaggin said, Jimmy, should I read Baker's short stories before moving on to Unholy Consult? No. This might not go over well with the Baker fans, but I actually think the short stories are pretty meh. I actively dislike the short stories, which is really disappointing because I really like short fiction. I love Second Apocalypse, but I don't know. I don't think you need them. And if you're curious about them, you could always just look on a wiki and see what they say. But I found them kind of incomprehensible, not in like the fun way. That's just me, though. Book Lovers and Rose Madder. Okay. I don't know anything about Rose Madder except for I think there was a miniseries back in the day. I'm pretty sure. Oh, Jordan Drew. We read Shards of Earth together, or at least in the same month. And Elder Race. He has Elder Race by Tchaikovsky higher than Shards of Earth. So he really liked the premise and the dynamic between the two POVs. I'm going to be lazy once again. Can someone just give me a one-line pitch of Elder Race? I've seen it in the store a million times, but I've just always like, oh, it's another space book by Tchaikovsky. I'll get to it eventually. Taylor says, currently reading Vigil by George Saunders. Expected to love it more off the bat, honestly. I would love to hear what you think and what it's really about. I read this and I did not put it on my list because I wanted to look more into it. George Saunders' short stories are incredible. And his book about short stories, going over a lot of the Russian classics, Man, what is it? It's something about a pond. Doesn't matter. George Saunders is considered one of the best writers working today still, and teaches. I don't know if he still teaches at, was it Syracuse? Either way, legend. I saw the visual. I saw it was speculative fiction. I was very curious about that. So when you finish it, I'd love to hear more about it. That did not make the list just because I wasn't sure. So yeah. Wait, is that out already, or is that an arc, Taylor? Tyson PJ said, I'm interested in Richard Swan's sci-fi book that's coming out, The Infinite State. I didn't know he was releasing a sci-fi book. I'm still wanting to get to his sequel series, Grave Empire, or whatever it is. Glitz said, I can introduce you to many red pill forums after the divorce. It'll be a fun change of pace. I already have my alpha male boot camp set up. I already got the plane tickets to Tallahassee. It's going to be awesome. Derry said, oh, you can stay, Jimmy, but you may have to accept the fame cut. Mrs. Nuts is showing good numbers. Every time she is on, the numbers do go up. It's true. Ryan, you have the Rain Shadow of Orphans pre-ordered? It comes out next month. Ryan, I would have never guessed that you'd be interested in this. I hope you like it. I hope I like it. Is she related to Kazuo Ishiguro? Yeah, it's his daughter. It's his daughter. Like I said, this is a Nepo baby situation, and I'm encouraging it, and I'm enabling it, but that's okay, because that's my choice. So, all about human connection. Just watch Evangelon shake my head. Come on now. Come on now. Marty, what's up? Said, just started 20 days of Turin, 180-page weird fiction of mass psychosis event in the 70s, Turin affecting people that frequent an underground library where they share secret diary entries. Is the book written in diary entries? Because that's one of my favorite formats of a book. Marty, if you can, in the Discord, just tag me and mention this in Fantasy General or whatever. Because I'm very curious and I don't want to forget. Jimmy is encouraging nepotism. Yes. Yes. It's different genre than most of the books you talk about here. The Joe Ledger books are techno thriller horror novels. I'm always up for a variety of things. I'll read any genre. And you have my attention. I mean, it sounds pretty wild. An immortal guy running around leading a group of people sounds pretty tight. Sometimes the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. See Joe Hill and Stephen King. That's true. A lot of people do like Joe Hill. There's some people I know like Joe Hill more than King. Oh, the Ishiguro daughter book, Naomi's, is 640 pages long. It ain't getting read next month. I can tell you that. I'm already disappointed in her. Fantasy Fanatic said, I just got Never Let Me Go in the mail this week. We'll probably that forward of our book club at my workplace. Very cool. I don't know what that was supposed to say, but I'm assuming you're saying it's going to be put forward at your book club, I imagine. Good morning, Jimmy. Good morning, Kale. Saw bubble tea drinking hackers in the synopsis. That's a hard sell for me. I got to give it a shot. Oh, Rob just bought Anathema. Nice. Am I the only one who still loves and prefers big fantasy books? No, Tony. I think most people actually do. I'm just disgruntled old man and like variety a lot. Here's the thing, Tony and everybody. I look at a lot of books on my shelves and I'm like, man, I want to read that. And then I look how big it is. And then I look at like the Patreon pick I have or a read along book. And I'm like, when do I fit this thing in? There's nothing better than to be clear, there's nothing better than a tome of a book, a brick of a book that is just so digestible and fun to read. And I mean, the deluge, is that how you say it? I change it every time I say it. I could still be reading that book and I'd be a happy camper, to be honest. Paul said, Call and Response, a story suite by Christopher Caldwell, won the Crawford Award at ICFA last month. I'm hearing super high praise for it. I want to give it a look. I've never heard of him. I've never heard of that award. And I've never heard of the book. Color me interested. Jenna Rose said, I love big books and I cannot lie. Simon said, Jimmy, you age like a fine wine. Mrs. Nutt should put you in a climate-controlled cellar and pivot the channel to cat content. I promise you, if we became a cat channel, it would be a lot more successful. Oh, man. And sometimes the apple teleports like Brian Herbert from Frank Herbert. Yeah, that's true. Let's see. Elder Race premise slaps. I'll read it in its sequel this year. What is it? I want to know. I really need to know. I believe it's on Golden Pond. I don't believe that's true. Two of the other books I'm looking forward to are Off the Reservation, quasi-sequel to Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones, and the latest Black Company book, They Cry by Glenn Cook. Two books I would be very interested in. I am not caught up in Black Company, so I can't do that. I'm only 5 or 6 books into that, Evie. But man, I did not know there's a quasi-sequel to The Only Good Indians. I really like that book. Books of Genghis Khan. Scott Lynch will be with Abercrombie in Boston in 2 weeks for the Devil's paperback release. Lynch teased a big announcement, so we shall see. That would be kind of funny if he went to Joe's release and then announced, one of the more anticipated fantasy books probably in the last 10 years. That would be really funny. And if Scott Lynch releases the next book, that's like priority number 1. I think a lot about how much I like Lies of Locke Lamora. And actually, ironically, like First Law, it's just not a series I talk about that much, unfortunately. Okay, Jordan Drew is talking about Elder Race. Said anthropologists from the space age forced in a quest with a princess from a medieval culture clash and misunderstandings abound. Okay. I just read Fire Upon the Deep, which has the medieval dog people. So I'll probably wait a bit to read that, just the culture clashing thing. But it does sound interesting. I'll give you that for sure. Jimmy, you'd love The Wolf and its sequels by Leo Carew. No magic fantasy written by an anthropologist with heavy politicking, great non-elf species and battle scenes. Heard it others compared to Game of Thrones. I read The Wolf, and I was pretty middling on it. Well, what's the main character's name? I thought he was just a wet bag, yeah. So anyways, I tried it. And then I read 2 chapters of The Spider and DNF'd it, and it's just not for me. It's unfortunate. I do like what he did with like the alternate history and evolution going a little bit differently, and Neanderthals still being around, and the Nephilim. I think they are the Nephilim. There's a lot of really cool world stuff in there. It's just I didn't really find the story all that enticing, unfortunately. So I hate to let you down. I know Leanna's Library loves it. I am reading my way through a Magica by Clive Barker. It's a trip. Good luck. I can't wait to read The Tapestry of Fate. Who's that by? Is that Sarah J. Maas? Should have Vigil in my hands by the end of this week from the library. Okay, so it's out. It is not. And okay. Yep. Front tables in every bookstore. I'll probably end up getting suckered into buying it when I go to the bookstore tomorrow. Sci-fi POV and fantasy POV that physically cannot communicate to each other in their own terms. I assume that's the Elder Race pitch. Very cool. Very, very cool. Not a new release author. In fact, he's dead. But Tom Robbins is my new favorite. Little risque at times, but great characters and writing style. All right, very cool. The Naomi Ishiguro book also says it's the first of a trilogy. Sorry to be a bearer of bad news. Oh, Annette. You know what? Take it off. It's off. It's no longer an anticipated release. I am already disappointed in it. Goat review right there. Yeah, I'm kind of a wordsmith. I don't know if you've noticed or not. If Jimmy is a disgruntled old man, I am a disagreeable ancient dinosaur. Well, you're a dinosaur for sure. And that said, yeah, I had big plans for this. To my year of big books hasn't really happened. Yeah, it's got to be a mood thing. You know what I mean? What's up, Monica? Exit Party by Emily St. John Mandel comes out this year. Unsure if I'll get it to it this year. I did pre-order the new John Gwynne. I hope I can read that this year. I didn't even know that John Gwynne's book was coming out this year. I will most likely read the John Gwynne book. You can put that on the list. I did not like the Hunger of the Gods, so I DNF'd the Bloodsworn saga, but I've liked a lot of other John Gwynne books. I hope there's a little more freshness to his new book. We'll see. I am interested in it, though. And Emily Sanjay, John Mandel, the only book I've ever read from her is, of course, Station 11. And I think that book is wonderful. It's one of my favorite post-apocalyptic books. So that's exciting to see she's still publishing. I'm excited for Yesteryear. Trad wife influencer gets transported to the 1800s. That could be really good or really bad. I feel like Mrs. Nuts is going to read that immediately. McScarfield said he's going to be starting through the Vorkosian saga. I can't speak. By Bejolt. Very, very cool. I like the first story quite a bit. Brian said, Joe Ledger is interesting. John sent me book 1, Patient Zero. You might dig it. Reads quick, villain trope, but good main character. Is it self-pub? Sorry for that lunch autocorrect. You're good, dude. Don't worry about it. What's up, Matt? Matt, I don't remember if you were here last time, but I wanted to thank you again for sending me the book that you sent me, and I'm forgetting the name. It's the golf book. And I'm really hoping I can read it this year, but I don't know if I ever got to tell you thank you. So thank you. Matt said, I am looking forward to Phantom Limb by Brian Evanson, The Heart of Naga by Lee Young Duaba, and then Ada by Mark Harbor, Electric Shamans at the Festival of the Sun by Monica Ojeda. Dude, Electric Shamans at the Festival of the Sun sounds insane. That sounds like an EDM band from the 90s. Lynch takes the mic. Hold up, Joe. I'm going to let you finish. Bean on Books said big books that are awesome all the way through. Lonesome Dove. I know it won't happen, but only when you're ready. Or I know it'll happen only when you're ready. I'd hate for you to read it when you're dreading it. Yeah, that's just one of those books. I think it'll be pretty special for me at the very least because so many of my good friends have enjoyed it on and off YouTube. So when I read it, I'm going to be talking to them, and I don't want to be in a state where I feel like I'm being pushed to do it, unless if it wins the Patreon pick at the end of the month. That could happen. Monica said Maggie O'Farrell's new book, Irish Historical Fiction, and Robert Harris's Agrippa also coming out this year. I'm sure someone mentioned already. No, they haven't. You're the first. You're awesome. Nemos, what's up? Good evening. Lies is so damn good. Yeah, Lies of Locke Lamore lives rent-free in my head. For sure. Red Seas is the Lynchian masterpiece for me. I love all three. I know a lot of people don't like the third, but I love it. Watch Scott Lynch's big announcement be that he's writing another short story for some magazine. What if it's just like, we're re-releasing Lies of Locke Lamore in hardback? It's a secret project. I'll blow my brains out. Really looking forward to Exit Party by Emily St. John Mandel. I really struggle with the Saint part of her name. What is the premise of Exit Party? Because what is it? Glass Hotel. I think that's the one I was most interested in reading from her, but I just haven't got to it. I think I own almost all of her books. I'm pretty sure. Also want to thank you for doing an episode of Bend the Knee of my review about Aria. Oh, anytime. We love when people send in ravens and emails, and sometimes we get a lot. Most of the emails we get are people commenting on something we said, or angry people sending Matt death threats. I wish I was kidding. So yeah, thanks for sending it in. We love it. We just did an episode yesterday going over the second to last Samwell chapter in A Storm of Swords, and I think it's a great episode. It's funny. Bend the Knee does really, really great numbers on audio platforms like downloads. I wish more people on YouTube watched, but it's always been a podcast first. So, we're solidified on the Apple Podcast charts and Spotify and all that. So it makes sense. And there's not a lot of visual stuff outside the shorts that we make. And by we, I mean Matt, who works his butt off. But it's always good to see a Bend the Knee listener here. That always makes me really, really happy. Anitha said that's why old books are on the thumbnail. Jimmy will talk himself out of reading new releases and reread old favorites. You had me in the first half, but I don't reread a lot. And I know people are like, you should reread. Every time I crack it open a reread, I just read the first page. I'm like, yeah, this book was awesome. And then I stop. Maybe it's FOMO. I don't know if it is though. I believe the new Gwyn book is based on Slavic mythology. I know dick all about that. I'll be honest. Oh, I heard the new Gwyn book is pitched as a Witcher-esque. Is that what that means? Because then I'm in. Alex Gracia, new book coming out too, The Boatman. And I believe this is in the same universe as Rose of Jericho and Red Rabbit, right? I need to read Rose of Jericho for sure. Speaking of the wolf, you should read Wolf Hall. I'll finish it. I heard more than a few people praising Yesteryear. Very cool. Oh, Jonathan Mayberry is the author of Joe Ledger, and it's Trad Pub. Very cool. Oh, Matt said I saw last week. Okay, I just wanted to know. I sometimes things slip through the cracks, and I don't. I'm very free. I've a lot of chair shots to the dome, unfortunately. Geekus Girlus, is that how you say it? I recently read there is no anti-memetics division, and it was such an interesting, surprise of a book. Think Doctor Who's The Silence, but more mellow. I'm sorry. I'm just butchering everything. My brain's fried. This book is one I'm really interested in, and I'm 100% going to read. I actually had it on hold at the library. It came up, and I wasn't ready for it, so I lost the hold, and now I'm back on like a 16-week wait. So that's pretty sick. I'm really trying to do more through my local library. Tony Patrick said, "Are you looking forward to the Aegon's Conquest movie?" So yeah, preliminary. I always say this, no matter what the vibes are, I'm always like, I'll judge it for what it is when it comes out. The cool thing about the Aegon's Conquest movie is that the writer they have announced, I think, has done a lot of really good stuff, including working on Severance, which is one of my favorite TV shows. So yes, I just don't know what they're going to do with it and what part of Aegon's Conquest that they will cover. I mean, it's probably just going to be a lot of fire and dragons and stuff. I don't know. I think it could be amazing. And wouldn't it be interesting if we got, like, what did Dorne tell Aegon to get him to yield? That's one of the biggest secrets in A Song of Ice and Fire. It would be so cool to see if they give an answer, which would be cool. Brian Evenson has a new book coming out. Love him. Very cool. Very cool. Oh my gosh. Jimmy, the new Alex Gratian book mentioned is only 150 pages. Let's go. Fantasy Fanatic says, "Is this stream sponsored by McCafe?" Yeah, Mrs. Nutt stopped at McDick's and got me a Diet Coke because I needed some caffeine, and I'm very parched. I was in the sun for a bit today. Bada bada ba. I'm nutting it. Okay. Was that good? Be honest. Okay. I forgot about Maggie O'Farrell's new novel too. Thank you, Monica. Sounds enthralling. That's why I kind of wanted to do the stream. Obviously, I have stuff on this list that I want to go over, but I was more hoping to gather people together because, like I said, it's hard to figure out everything that's coming out. Like, how did I not know a John Gwyn book was coming out? And you're probably going to get just as many new recommendations from the chat or the comments than you are from me, which is pretty cool. It's also funny how some of our favorite authors could have a book coming out. We have no idea. I stand on the fact that I think traditional publishing's outreach and marketing is just so outdated and pathetic that it's not a surprise that it's hard to sell books. Okay, Sea of Charms, Spell Shop number 3. Cozy Fantasy I'm looking forward to. Very cool. I like the Spell Shop. That's a cool series name. Evanson's book is a sequel to his book Last Days. Madre said, "Not reading a lot of new stuff lately unless it's short story collections, but Robert J. Sawyer got me back into sci-fi. Calculating God was powerful with a family tragedy I experienced last year." Well, I hate to hear that you had any kind of tragedy, but why does Robert J. Sawyer sound so familiar? Maybe I'm just thinking Tom Sawyer. Jedi said, "I loved Red Seas even more than Lies of Lockamore. I've held off book 3 for 3 years. I guess I should go get it then." Yeah, you should. I like it. I think it's really good. Jenna Rose Reed said, "Not going to lie, I'm scrolling through the coming soon on Barnes & Noble. Not a whole lot is grabbing me. I'm more excited for self-pub stuff. I feel like, I mean, that's a whole another rabbit hole, right? Like, I imagine there's hundreds of, what am I saying? There's thousands or millions of self-pubs coming out. Kind of talked about new books being published today with Jared on a phone call. And he said last year in America, there were 4 million books published. Now, that does include special editions, hard, soft covers, and it also includes self-pub. If you go for like unique general fiction, like traditionally published general fiction, whatever genre, there were only 50,000. Think about that. Self-published is a bulk of what you see out there now. Mick Scarfield said, great to hear for Bend the Knee. Yeah, I agree. Okay, Jenna Rose also doesn't love rereading. The only thing I will reread at any given time is A Song of Ice and Fire. What's up, Rogue? Good to see you. Okay, Talking Story has an excellent interview with Jonathan Mayberry. I highly recommend it. How did I miss that? What's up, JCH? Said, I'm rereading The Blade itself and can't believe how much I'm enjoying it. Way better than my first read. Abercrombie is awesome. That was one of the ones that was pretty high on my reread list, and I can't get to it for some reason. Oh, Thrice Bound Food, Black Tongue Thief series by Christopher Buehlman releases on 10/13/26. Funny you say that. I just picked up the Black Tongue Thief. The last stream I was talking about, I kind of wanted like a good fantasy romp, and that one came up time and time and time again. There's people in my Discord that are big fans of it, so I picked it up. And I read the first 2 chapters, and I thought it was pretty good. So I'll probably continue that once I get my reads out of the way. So, hey, who knows? Maybe I will read. I could end up reading that sequel if I really love that book. John Gwynn describes his new book as Carrie Meets the Witches, Slavic-inspired. This one is a duology. Okay, that all sounds very new for John Gwynn, so that makes me excited. I always feel like you know what you're going to get with John Gwynn at this point. And that's a good thing for the most part. I actually think that having an author you can depend on for a certain type of story that you like is awesome. But I think he could spread his wings and do even more. I really do. He's a great guy. I'm nutting is actually certified goofball terminology. You know, I do what I can. Exit Party synopsis is wild. Post-American Civil War. I'm in. In 2039, weapons dealers, moon colonies, doppelgangers, disappearances. I mean, kitchen sinkish. With how good I thought she did with post-apocalyptic fiction in the Station 11 book, which the show is fantastic, by the way, has David Cross in it, who I love. I'm sorry, I'm asking this again. When does Exit Party come out? Because I'm reading that this year. It's 100% happening. Just pointing out, we're 1 in, and Jimmy talked about one of his anticipated. No, 2, and then I crossed 1 off and said I'm no longer excited about it. Oh my God, it has been an hour. That's rough. That's why Bezos started Amazon with books, more SKUs than anything else. Yeah, makes sense a lot. Let's see. Rudan said, and also I think it's Rudaniel. I'm sorry. I'll just call you Daniel if that's okay. Last stream you mentioned you were reading In a Lonely Place. Yeah, you're right. I just finished it this week and loved it. Way ahead of its time. Curious on your thoughts. I haven't read a page of it since that stream because I've been pretty knee deep in Penance by Eliza Clark. But I will. I'm gonna finish that one. And I always have heard that. I've heard Dorothy B. Hughes was way ahead of her time, and it's a pretty significant piece of crime fiction because of that. And the first couple chapters, like I said on the last stream, I really, really was enjoying it. Very creepy vibe. I'm excited for the new Erickson book. Me too. What booktuber would Jimmy want to fight in a pro wrestling match? Probably Alan or Belltube. I think John from Talking Story would also be interesting. I'm not thinking about this from like an ass whooping perspective because professional wrestling is theater. So I'm thinking about the people who understand the bit, and I could get a good, there would be a lot of entertainment to be had. I think it would be fun to do with Alan because we could just work the entire match around his bad hip from when he got smashed by a car at 60 miles an hour. So I could be the bad guy, Alan's the good guy, and the bad guy goes after the injured hip. Like, it would be very easy match. Alan has a lot of fire, so he could do the babyface fire up. I think it would probably sell some tickets. Somebody could said, I feel like I'm the only one who didn't care for the Black Tongue Thief. Actually, funny enough, when it first came out, I had a couple people I knew that I love, and probably 5 or 6 of them that read it on debut and hated it. So the praise for it, I actually saw a couple, I don't know, how long has it been out? 2 years? Like a year after is when I saw it. Joanna Reed said, I've been doing a few rereads this year that weren't intentional. I love that for you. I love that for you. The road is amazing. The vibe on that is so surreal. Yeah, and the movie's also fantastic, which is pretty awesome. I thought I saw... Okay, here we go. Most anticipated book of the year for me is the new Tad Williams book. People are already mentioning things that are on my list. Buellman read all of his books, Daughters of War, after Black Tongue. Yeah, I've had Between Two Fires for so long, and everyone tells me it's the book for me. I need to probably check it out finally. It's also getting a re-release as a trad pub. I'll probably pick that up. Need the Gwyn brothers to come into one of your streams, say you have forgotten the face of your father. You know, I used to talk to the Gwyn boys a lot. I haven't heard from them in a bit. You know, I saw the stuff that they did with their dad, you know, talking about John's daughter and stuff is really moving. They seem like they're doing great. So I wish nothing but the best for those two guys, and that really the whole family. I mean, it's just one of the most ideal families I've ever seen. It's pretty amazing. Exit Party is in August. Everyone, we're doing an Exit Party reread by Emily St. Mendel. I'm forgetting one of her names. She has too many names. It's my only gripe against her. Yeah, we're doing that. Oh, now someone said September. Is it September or August? We have a fight in the chat. This is going to be bad. Jimmy versus Rick Thunder would feed families. Top Shelf Zaza disrupted my circadian rhythm. I'm getting too much money. Does the new Erickson book have a confirmed release date that I missed? I have it here, and it's October 1st UK, October 6th US. So that's number 3 is Legacies of Betrayal. This is the Witness book number 3. The Karsa series is what it's called. This was originally a trilogy. Now it's 4 books. And the interesting thing about Legacies of Betrayal, coming out 1 year after the No Life Forsaken, is that No Life Forsaken kind of ended up needing more. So he split them. And a lot of No Life Forsaken felt like a setup for big things that are coming in this book. I have a feel, and I really thought No Life Forsaken was like way more feeling of a sequel to the main 10 in Malazan than The God Is Not Willing was. And I mean that from like a lore impact perspective, but also like returning characters, like cameos where you're like, oh my God, like it felt monumental as a Malazan fan. I have a feeling Legacies of Betrayal is going to be one of the best Malazan books. I just have a feeling. I'm so pumped for it. The fact that Erickson's still working, and I know he's kind of winding it down. I think he has a couple more novels he wants to do. I also believe he's doing a story that is completely exclusive to the Subterranean Press, and I can't remember what it is, but it's not Malazan. It's something else, which is kind of cool. So that's the third one. Yeah, Alan, I want to see Alan get suplexed. I would crush him. That's diabolical, Jimmy. Exactly. See, you guys already getting it. Also, yes, as an avid AEW watcher, pro wrestling is theater. Joanna versus Jimmy Nuts. You know what, Joanna? I think I could get a match out of you. I think it would be good. Bell would be an excellent wrestling manager. Yeah, Belltube could be my manager. I think he could definitely be a bad guy along with me. Monica, you're reading my mind. My most anticipated release of this year is the Mad King play. There's an ocean in my way. Maybe it'll come to the States at some point. I don't think I'm going to have enough time off work. And I also don't know if I can just drop the money to do across the ocean flight. But I'm going to try real hard to go see the Mad King play. I already know someone that's going. They let me know that you could get the pre-release tickets. I have to assume it'll come to America at some point or be recorded or something. I would even just read the play if they would just send it to me. There's a chance that we're going to get some Attorney at Harrenhal answers. And that is, if that's true, I'll lose my mind. So Monica, you have very good A Song of Ice and Fire takes and opinions, by the way. Very, very good. You were in the chat when me and Alan and Ethan Evie discussed Game of Thrones the other night, and you were just based the entire time. Fantasy Babble said, I was not a fan of The Black Tongue Thief, so you're not alone. Love Between Two Fires, though. Edgar, I literally remember you not liking it. That's like, you're one of the people I remember. Okay, Exit Party is September. All things are good. It comes out September 15th. We're going to be doing a channel read-along of that without a doubt. And by that, I mean 5 other people read it in the same month, and we'll all give it mostly positive. Between Two Fires is Beelman's best book so far. The climax is a bit rushed, but overall very well done work. Cool. Yes, Two Fires, I think you would like it. I have had a lot of people say that to me. Jana Rose said, oh my God, I didn't know we were getting the next Witness book this year. Jimmy, you absolutely made my flipping week. And you know what's criminal? Is that it wasn't on Barnes & Noble's upcoming, get excited about releases. Kind of a mishap on their part. Also, can't wait for the final entry into Nathan Ballingrud's Lunar Gothic trilogy. Each book. Oh yeah, I've read both. I didn't know that the third one was coming out this year. For some reason, I thought someone said that he was taking a break and writing something else. But if that's coming out, yeah, I would love to read the next one. I liked book novella 1 more than novella 2, but I'm here for how just bizarre it is. And I've said many times, it's one of the more gross and weird things that I've read. So Joanna said, I didn't know the next Witness book had a title. I'm so behind on the releases. I'm jumping on that one. Yeah, Joanna. Fake fan confirmed. Fake fan confirmed. You had breakfast with Steven Erikson and you didn't know his book title. You should be embarrassed. I prefer The Suicide Motor Club by Beelman, but Between Two Fires is really good. That is a wild book name. Any horror catching your eye other than Ballingrud? There was one mentioned earlier that sounded pretty good, but no, not necessarily. I didn't see any on the lists either. I might be wrong, but I feel like horror is even more even a smaller genre than fantasy. Is it? Do people know? I'm curious. Joanna against Jimmy cannot be an equal battle. She has more cats. I don't think so. I think I have more cats than her. Jordan Drew said, you don't want to hit me with a chair, Jimmy. You know what, Jordan? That is, I'm sorry. You're actually the exact person I should have said, because one, you have personality, thank God. And you get it. Like you could do it. You could work an angle, play a character, liven it up a little bit. But also, could you imagine if we did choreographed jujitsu moves? People would be blown away. It would also be the only way that I could ever hang with you in jiu-jitsu. That'd be interesting. That'd be very, by the way, this is really random. Jordan, I believe on Instagram, you posted a clip of your old wrestling. Awesome. I loved it. It was terrific. You're a monster, dude. Just one cat, but she's mean. I promise you I have a meaner cat than you. Who guy that said Jimmy and Allen in a Money in the Bank ladder match, but it's unreleased KJ Parker novel they're fighting over. Dude, Amazon sent me an email today saying KJ Parker new release, and all I could think of is who cares? Like, I can't believe they wasted electricity to send that email. Is there any literary horror written on the level of an Elite Grandma book? Our Share of Night is a translated book. And I was up and down on it, but a lot of people loved the writing. It's translated, of course, like I said. I would say go check that out. There is some chilling parts in that book. It was just forever long and a little bit like, I don't know, unsettling, but not like unsettling horror. Like there's unsettling just switching back and forth between the timeline. But I would recommend it. Lunar Gothic third book got delayed until next year. Okay, this is what I heard. Okay, very cool. Epic Gamer said, who is excited for Winds of Winter coming out? It's soon, right? Right? No. It's unfortunate. Shame on Barnes & Noble, always, yeah. If I'm managing Jimmy, I'm bringing a bag of golf clubs and selecting the one caddy style for him to use as a foreign object. Okay, people are saying that this is true. That horror is much smaller. Seth Plato said, if Winter comes out, Bookborn will get an advanced copy and Jimmy will paint the walls. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're right. 100%. I have said before that I wouldn't want the arc, though, and that I would lock myself in a cabin for a couple weeks and just read it and vlog the entire experience. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah. I think horror is more siloed off as a genre, if anything. Okay. Oh, Tom's Crossing for horror. It's massive. And I did like what I read of House of Leaves, but I never finished it. Oh, Samwise asked me about House of Leaves. Yeah, I actually really was liking it. It was just requiring a lot from me at the time, and I didn't have that energy. I didn't have that dog in me at that point, unfortunately. I've heard that writing in The Exorcist is very good. Yes, and I believe the author does the audiobook, and people really like that. I think Walk in Shadow is also dropping this year or next year. I think it's next year. I think so. I could be wrong. Oh, wow. Samwise said The Exorcist is amazing. Honestly, it's even darker than the movie. The Exorcist, the original Exorcist, is one of my favorite movies of all time. I've been to the house in DC. Yeah, that's a crazy statement if true. That's awesome. Okay. Number 4, Tad Williams' next book is The Splintered Sun. And if you guys remember when I interviewed Tad Williams and I asked him, like, what's next? Are you done with Ostenard? And he said that he had an idea for a standalone or a couple different standalones. And I believe he pitched it as Robin Hood. And the character's name is Flan Outerwood. And it is in the world of Ostenard, obviously. He had said that it was maybe going to be a series of standalones or something. And I have to go back and watch the interview. But he was like, yeah, they're going to be a lot shorter, fast, punchy, Robin Hood style. And from what I heard, this book is now 900 pages long, and I think turning into a trilogy. So Tad has done it again. He's one of the very few authors that whenever he says the book's going to be long, I don't get upset. I'm like, okay, Tad's at it again. I read The War of the Flowers, and I loved it. And that was a massive book. So I can't remember this turned into a trilogy. That might be false. I could be spreading misinformation, which I am apt to do from time to time. But I will definitely be excited for this. And the fact I got to read Tad Williams' book last year, and now I'm going to get to read another one this year is really cool. That's coming out, I believe, on October 6th. So you can go pre-order that if you'd like to. Be pretty sweet. Anitha said, at this rate, we will be here for another 4 hours. That is not true. That is not true. I thought you said the cabin was for writing your manifesto. Well, it'll be the same time. Epic Gamers said, I've been in a reading slump this year, so I'm going back to rereading favorites like Memory, Star, and Thorn and GGK. I hope you get out of it. I'm not necessarily in a slump. I'm just finding myself distracted or not having the energy to just read a lot at one time. Like, I'm still reading every day, but I'm not getting in like the chunks that I used to. A lot of King and Yellow books this year, which is a nice surprise. The Exorcist movie terrified me growing up. God dang, I need that Wynn's Cabin vlog. Me too. Me too. The Exorcist is a good movie. It's one of the best, I would say. That is typical Tad Williams. Yes. This Tad Williams will turn into 4 books eventually. Probably. Probably so. Oh, Zealy Green says she loves War of the Flowers. This makes me so happy. War of the Flowers, in my opinion, is the most underread fantasy standalone of all time. I love it. It was a journey. I love the main character. I love the world. I love the Goblin Jazz bandwagon. I talk about this, I feel like, every stream because it's just so monumental for me. I love War of the Flowers. Banger book. Best Portal fantasy I've ever read. Exorcist 3 is an elite movie. You know what, Hunter? I've actually never... I watched like I've watched a couple of the ones that were more like in the 2000s. I've never watched Exorcist 3. I should do that, dude. Oh, Annette has some horror new releases if anyone is curious. And it's cruelty-free Meat Bees. That's a wild name. Solace House Slasher Summer Decomposition Book for Human Use, The Winter Folk, and You Should Have Been Nicer to Mom, Molka, Japanese Gothic. Okay, very cool. Exorcist 3 was directed by the author? All right, you guys sold me. Do I need to watch Exorcist 2? Because I don't remember anything about Exorcist 2. Can I just watch Exorcist 3? Please tell me yes. Please. Please. Ryan said, I own War of the Flowers. I could see you liking it, maybe. Be cool. I need to read the War of the Flowers. Yeah, you all do. You all do. You guys are letting me down. ADHD reader said, I made a mistake of binging Tyrant Philosophers, and now I'm burned out. I envy people who can binge series. What is series, though? There are certain series I could binge all day long, but not all of them. Not many. Jordan said, I will never watch a possession movie, but The Exorcist is one of my favorite books of all time. I am so curious why you won't watch the possession movie. I'm curious. You don't have to answer, though. No, don't watch Exorcist 2, thank God. Because I can't remember it. Yeah, I've never heard anyone like Exorcist 2. The fact that I can't remember it says a lot. War of the Flowers is so good. I have to read Otherland and Shadow March. I really liked the first book of Shadow March. I did DNF Otherland, unfortunately. There is some crazy good stuff in Otherland. Hunter said, please skip Exorcist 2. It's horrible. Should we do a watch along with The Exorcist 2? That could be fun. Okay, cool. Rogue said, I enjoyed War of the Flowers. Very good opinion. Very, very, very good. Beck says you can just watch Exorcist 3. Okay, very cool. Did you like Weapons? I love that I heard they may be doing a Gladys prequel. Yeah, I know some people felt weirded out by like the escalation in Weapons. I'm just going to be 100 with you. I thought it was phenomenal. I think I gave it, I ranked stuff on Letterboxd. I think I gave it a 4.5 or a 4. And I can't remember exactly why I didn't think it was perfect, but I did love Weapons, and I would watch more of it without a doubt. Ryan said Otherland is a snooze fest. I tried book 1 twice. I could see how someone would feel that. I didn't know Tad Williams has a fairy standalone. Dude, it's so good. I don't even like fairies. I really don't. Like Fae, they don't do anything for me, but that book is awesome. The sequel book, Legion, is really good. Man, you guys got me wanting to... How about this? You guys can quote me. In October, I will read The Exorcist, the book. And if I love it, I'll even read The Legion in the same month. As long as they're not forever. The Exorcist isn't long. I don't know about Legion. Brian Bell said, that's the angle. Jimmy is a possessed wrestler and Jordan is the priest athlete. That could sell. That could sell. Has anyone read Tail Chaser's Song? I've never even seen a copy in stores before. I've not. The Exorcist Believer was terrible. New Insidious film coming out, though. Yeah, Insidious is one of those, like, I never know if I'm going to like it or not. Like, that series is so up and down for me. I mean, I'll watch it. I watch all this stuff. Has anyone else read Tad's Bobby Dollar books? The first one is The Dirty Streets of Heaven. I have not, and I'll be honest, I always forget about it. I think over Shadow March and all the other things, I think that's the one I'm most interested in. And I'm very interested in Shadow March, to be very clear. But yeah. I am on Letterboxd. I don't even know what my username is. And I'm going to just warn you guys, like I've said this prior, but my taste in movies is pretty dog shit. Like I like a lot of bad movies that are kind of ass, but I watch movies completely different, or I should say I think about movies and review them completely different than I do books. It is such a different scale. And you know, I talk about themes with books. I kind of dive into what it's trying to say. I don't do any of that with movies. Very rare for me to do that with movies. So I'm kind of, all right, I'll share my letter. This is probably a mistake. I shouldn't do this. Where's my Letterboxd? I'll get you guys my username. I don't have any friends on here, I don't think. Oh, it's just Jimmy Nuts with 2 T's. Yeah, I think that's it. There's a picture of me looking at a camera. Actually, I think I'm in this shirt. Lol. It's pretty funny. So you can have me on there. Julia Roberts in Hook is the only fairy I like. If you want military fantasy manga, the Bugle Call Song of War is only 6 volumes right now, and I enjoy it. Will you leave that in a comment after the stream if you can remember? Because that sounds like something I would like to look into. Joanne is going to beat me to it. I might not wait until spooky season to get to The Exorcist. I'm so curious now. Did you, Joanna? I can't remember. Did you end up reading a Sense of an Ending by Julian Barnes? Because if so, we should talk about it. I think that's a book that me and you could have a great time discussing. Okay, Legion isn't that bad. Very cool. I think horror movies these days rely too much on jump scares, not enough tension and dread. So I would agree with this. One, so a couple things. I really like jump scares, actually. because they get me. And I like the fact that it can get my heart rate up, but I know what you mean. I think there's been a lot of movies in recent years, like specifically last 2 or 3 years, coming from the A24 studio and Neon, that are breaking that trend and doing a lot of really cool stuff in horror. Like I think, and maybe I'm wrong, I'm not a movie buff by any means. I feel like horror is in a really good spot right now. I love the first and 2 Sidious films, and they've gotten progressively worse. The last one was diabolical. I don't know if I watched the most recent one. I have to check it out. Jimmy's favorite movie is Dude, Where's My Car? My actual favorite movie of all time is there's a couple different ones that I would select, but to give you an idea, I would say 3 off the top of my head: Lighthouse, The Green Knight, and Friday with Ice Cube and Chris Tucker. Friday is probably my favorite movie of all time. In October, Jimmy should better read the latest SMJ ACOTAR books of Mrs. Nuts. I mean, if I could get caught up, I would do it. Oh, Jordan, I love that you asked this. What's your favorite bad movie? Battlefield Earth with John Travolta. There are scenes in that are the funniest things in cinema. And when I was a kid, I thought it was the heady. I thought it was the greatest thing ever. And it got me into sci-fi, funny enough. Now, looking back on it, it is considered one of the worst movies ever made. I think for the budget, people say it is the worst movie ever made. And of course, it was written by, the hack Ron L. Hubbard. Shout out to Hubbard. Big fan of the channel. Kingdom is a fantastic Chinese military fantasy manga. Came out in 20. Yeah, I actually do know of Kingdom. I have never read it though. Jacob's Ladder, 1990 is a great horror film. Yep. Yeah. You're supposed to read A Sense of an Ending. What do you, Joanna? I just smashed the like button so hard it gave me the middle finger. Yeah, guys, hit that like button. The channel's falling apart. You guys gotta help me out here. Yes, I'm sorry. I should have made this clear, Thornall. Legion is the sequel book to The Exorcist. Taylor said, I'm such a little baby when it comes to horror movies, but I can do horror books. Maybe it's because the imagery others can conjure is scarier than my own capacity. I get this. I think I can actually handle a lot more in books, like even violence-wise, than I can in any visual medium. Like, for instance, I've read books that are probably darker than Berserk, but Berserk really impacted me because they're like, you're staring at it, right? It's a visual storytelling and it's brutal. So I understand that. Are there any good Siege of Stalingrad books? I have no idea, dude. The Lighthouse is so peak, dude. That is one of my favorite. I watched it at home. I was inebriated. It's one of the greatest movie experiences I've ever had in my life. The lobster scene is incredible. Bex, what's up? Said, Jimmy, you have to watch The Exorcist 3. I not even joking. It's probably the next movie I'm going to watch. I've been watching a lot more movies recently, too. Good for me. Exit 8 movie from Neon in the game looks awesome. I think I saw an ad for this. It's not out yet, right? I think. My favorite bad movie is probably Major Pain in terms of actual bad guilty pleasure. G.I. Joe, Rise of Cobra. Yeah, I think Major Pain is actually a good movie, in my opinion. Jedi said, Dan, Jimmy's movie taste is, as the kids would say, peak. I don't know about that, dude. The 90s Mummy movie is peak action schlock without a doubt. The Green Knight is so good. I'm with you. Horror's growing through a great time. Lots of movies with new concepts. A lot of big blockbuster ones haven't been great, though. Yeah, you have to kind of look a layer deeper for that. And but I think A24 and Neon are really coming into their own. Like they're like, those are names people look for. Like Talk to Me was great, and then they came out with another movie, but I think there's violence towards cats in it, so I didn't watch it. I know I watch everything else, but for some reason I can't stomach animal violence. I just can't. The Green Knight is magnificent. I agree. I rewatched it, and that's when I really liked it in the theater. I also thought it was funny how many people didn't like it in the theater because the trailer was definitely a bait and switch. But when I rewatched The Green Knight is when I was like, oh, this might be my favorite movie of all time. Like, it's top 3 for sure. Wondering if you ever watched Della Morte Dell'Amore or Cemetery Man. It's horror and I believe Italian made, damn fine B type film. I've not, but I love B films. Jupiter Ascending is another good bad one. I watched it frying hard on mushrooms. Crazy times. Oh man. Shout out to my Holmes, L. Ron Hubbard, a real G. Couldn't agree more. Simon said, also thank you for the 5 spot. Simon's very kind of you. Have you read Battlefield Earth? It's such an interesting but weird book. I've been tempted to, but one, it's 1,000,000 pages long, and I would have to get it used because I'm not giving Scientology a dime of my money ever. So if I could find it used, I'd probably pick it up. Is there an audiobook of it? I doubt I could get the audiobook from my library, so I'd have to read it. It's just like, do I really want to spend time? It would probably make great content. Like, if I did YouTube well, like if I read it, hate read it, and ranted and vlogged it, people would probably enjoy. Actually, people probably wouldn't want to see that. What am I talking about? Jimmy the Emoji Movie exists. Nothing is worse than that. Battlefield is pretty bad. Flash Gordon is super cheesy. I absolutely love it. I'm definitely changing my Patreon pick to Battlefield Earth and May. See, that I can get behind, even though it's way too long. That would be, I would actually enjoy that. I really need to watch Weapons as I loved Barbarian. Yeah, I like Weapons as much as Barbarian. I really like Barbarian. Okay, my top 4 movies on Letterboxd are Hamnet, The Green Mile, Return of the King, and Shawshank Redemption. Hamnet is a masterpiece. So the only reason I haven't watched Hamnet is because I really want to read the book. Maybe I should I just watch the movie, guys? On a book channel? Should I even say that? Oh, man. The Lighthouse is on my list to watch. It should be. It's very specific taste, but it's amazing. Mitch said, genuinely, how can one get scared by a book? The reader has too much control of the situation. I would agree with you, except I read Our Share of Night, and I remember I was in a hotel gym in Denver on a work trip like 2 years ago, last year, something like that. And the exercise room, I was just getting steps in after the day because I was bored. And the hotel gym was like in this back hallway. It was kind of weird. It looked like a back room, if you guys know what back rooms are. And it was next to the boiler room. And I was in there by myself and I kept hearing things. It sounded like someone was like coming in. And I had one earphone off. I was listening to the audiobook. And I was genuinely creeped out listening to it. And I don't really get scared when I read or watch things. That book actually had a couple moments that freaked me out pretty bad. Are you fond of me lobster? Yeah. Goat. The goat. My favorite bad movie is the 1990s Mario movie with Bob. Oh, dude, that movie is terrible. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Exit 8 is out in theaters. I'll probably wait for it to come to streaming at this point. Yeah, Bring Her Back. That movie was wild. Loved it. Yeah, if I could just skip the animal abuse stuff, I could probably watch it. I know I mentioned this before, Jimmy, but you should check out Blue Velvet. I bought that. So that will happen. Enemy at the Gates, which movie had little to do with. I'm going to see Akira in IMAX this weekend. Excited AF. That'll be fun. That'll be really fun. Stalingrad's the deadliest battle in human history, and for good reason. Would you like a free book? Jesus wrote it. Hello. The Battlefield audiobook is 48 hours. And my library has an every 48 hours? That's like to Green Angel Tower. I think it's a little shorter than Green Angel Tower. But that's like a Stormlight book. Jesus. Good God. Hubbard makes an appearance in the nonfiction Sex and Rockets, where is a boat thief con man. Well, he's certainly a con man, no doubt. I don't fear any more reading or watching horror. Am I a psychopath? No, just desensitized. I mean, the horrors of the world are good enough, right? Fantasy Fanatic said, read Hamnet. Also, Jimmy, it's literally a page-for-page adaptation. New favorite movie of all time for me. It's probably the best adaptation I've ever seen. A masterpiece in every way. Holy shit. Okay. And that said, the prologue of this book called Stolen Tongue scared the shit out of me. It involved a parrot. The rest of the book wasn't as good, though. So just stop there. Okay. Yeah, I saw that movie coming out about backrooms. Yeah. Jimmy, have you read The Shining? No, I have not. And I was going to make it my next Stephen King. It's been my next Stephen King for like 3 years at this point. But I kind of want to read Revival first. Kind of. We'll see. Audio, sure. Not reading thoughts, at least for me. Maybe I'm built different. Yeah, okay. I see what you're saying. Have you seen the movie Pearl starring Mia Goth? I have not. To Range Tower is 64 hours long. Holy shit. You guys are making me want to rewatch The Room. It's been years. Thoughts on Elden Ring and Bloodborne movies? Isn't Alex Garland doing the Elden Ring movie? And I heard Nick Offerman's going to be in it, which is... I'm down, dude. Whatever. Let's see it. I think out of all the properties from the Dark Souls or from Soft's franchise, I think Bloodborne is probably the most enticing one. But seeing some of George R. R. Martin's world building come to life in a different universe other than the Song of Ice and Fire would be sick. I'm going to mess up this name. I'm sorry. Alinam? It's probably something obvious and I'm not missing it. But Alinam82, $7 super chat. Thank you. It's very kind. You don't have to do that. Finished Dragon Bone Chair earlier this week and stoked to have finally tried Tad Williams. Thanks for holding the chat while I work some OT. That's awesome. First off, sorry you have to work OT. Glad that I can provide any kind of reprieve from that. It's always not fun. But most excitedly about Tad Williams. I mean, that's incredible. The more people that read Tad Williams and love him, the happier I get and the longer I will live. That's actually a fact. So I'm glad you liked it. And thanks again for the super chat. It's very, very, very kind of you. Pearl is fantastic and genuinely disturbing. Why haven't I not heard of this? I didn't vibe too hard with it, but the fights were awesome. Glad that Our Share of Nights comes recommended. I read Mariana Enriquez's short story collections and really enjoyed them. I am more interested in her short stories, and I've heard that they're fabulous. I'm not going to say I'll read them in October, but I would like to. These days, I find nonfiction creepier than real life. When I read King Leopold's Ghost last year, I was horrifying what humans did to each other in the Congo. Yeah, I watch a ton of true crime stuff, and yeah, dude, it's horrifying what we as humans are capable of. Jimmy, did you ever get your recliner? I did. It's wonderful. I'm really considering streaming in a more relaxed setting, not as like at the desk here, right? But like hanging out my recliner on the couch. Mrs. Nuts can have a microphone and come and go as she pleases. I thought that's kind of a fun little idea that I've kicked around. The problem is that setting up for recording anywhere where the cats are is a bad idea, unfortunately. I vote read Revival 100%. Okay, very cool. Teabag said, I'd really like to know what the extent of Gurm actually developed the Elden Ring lore. I can tell you, he developed the world's history, like who was king, how everything was passed down, how the kingdoms were. And what it was described as is that George R. R. Martin built the world and then Miyazaki from FromSoft broke it. So the shattering of that world and everything post that was Miyazaki. Everything set up prior to that, kind of like the Golden Age, was George R. R. Martin. Very cool. And Miyazaki, massive A Song of Ice and Fire fan. I believe that's how he learned how to read English. I think. I could be wrong about that. I'm pretty sure that's right. Speaking of cosmic horror, The Void was a trip. I feel like I do know that one. Favorite, lesser known, is The Tenet, directed by and starring Roman Polanski. Yes. You need to watch Pearl, Jimmy. Okay. Miss Nuts, write that down, please. I'm curious because Garland has like 800 hours in the game and assuredly a vision. I can't imagine the magic translating to film, but I'm not a very creative person who knows. Yeah, and you could do a lot with that because the truth of the matter is you want to attract the crowd that isn't the video game. I mean, you need that base, but for it to be a hit movie, you're going to have to get a lot more people than just the video game people because let's be honest, they're all going to pirate it anyways. Ron Swanson shows up as an Elden Ring demon. Me, I no longer like Ron. Yeah, he shows up as a rune bear. Samantha Schweblin is a short story writer supposed to be literary horror. She just won a €1 million literature prize. All right, somebody put that in the comments too. My cat is yowling once again. I got to see if Mrs. Nuts can get Denver. Oh, you know what? I think she went and picked up food. You guys are going to have to deal with the meowing. I'm so sorry. The fans demand a cat cam next stream, Jimmy. I would love to do that. Wait till you read Thomas Ligotti on Cosmic Horror Scale. I read his nonfiction. It was good. Are you still keeping up with guitar? Yes, I am. I'm playing every day. I am not learning as fast and I'm not being as structured. And the reason why is because it's golf season and guitar is kind of like my golf off season deal. And I don't want to put pressure on myself. I want to remain like fun for myself and not put any expectations. I like that it's not a competitive thing, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm playing every single day and I love it. Mostly playing Holiday by Green Day and Aerials by System of a Down while working on my pentatonic scales. I'm going to try to close my office door. Give me 1 second. I don't think that's going to help, but maybe it will. The leaked footage from Elden Ring set looks super accurate, so that alone intrigues me. Yeah, I saw that. It was pretty cool. Jimmy, Samantha Schweblin's novellas would be right up your alley. Please leave those below. Please. Pearl's a part of a trilogy. Oh, X is the first. They're not massively related, so I'm going to disappoint you all very much. I watched X and I didn't really like it. I don't know why. It just didn't really work out for me. So unfortunately, maybe I'd like Pearl more. Miyazaki as a child would go hang out in the library and he would read English books about medieval fantasy, but would only understand a portion of it. And have to guess at the rest, like the lore in Elden Ring and all of his FromSoft games. Mrs. Nutt said, can't get the Yowler. It's okay. I closed the door and I think that worked. I just want to have some elevated ass language. If it sounds contemporary, I'm out. Yeah, I don't want like people in the Elden Ring movie saying lit fam, Can we get a peek at the Yowling Boy? I cannot because he is on the opposite side of a barrier because him and the new cat are not getting along. So I cannot, unfortunately. Jimmy, did you watch The Masters? Yes. Roy did it again. He did it again. Have you read any Murakami? Kamala Koo asks. Yes, I have. I've read Hard-Boiled Wonderland at the End of the World. I've read... Guys, help me out. Oh my God. What else have I read? I've read a half of 1Q84 and love it. I need to get back to it. And Wind Up Bird Chronicle. And I read the Wind Up Bird Chronicle. And I like that book a lot. I like what it does with loneliness. I think it's pretty interesting. Murakami is I hate to say it, it's a vibe. Really nothing else like him to satisfy that for me. I'm not saying he's like the greatest Japanese author of all time. I don't know that or anything. I'm just saying I go to Murakami for like a certain calmness and weirdness. I think 1Q84 is pretty amazing. One of the things I really like about Wind Up Bird Chronicles is very random. I love his use of the ringing telephone. Like a lot of the chapters or scenes start out with like a telephone ringing. I don't know why, but I really like that. Murakami is interesting. He also describes food kind of in a way that is yummy. Maybe if we tip enough, Jimmy will play and sing us something. Not yet, unfortunately. Not yet. Give me some time. Colton said, I thought X was mid, but I think Pearl's amazing. Okay, then I will give it a shot. All right. So let's get to number 5. And I bet you some of you know about this, but I don't know about part of this description, but it's Barbara Kingsolver. Grandma books are back on the menu. Okay. Her new novel, it's called Partitia or Partitia. There's no way it's Partitia. I don't know how to say it, but it's Partita, and it's coming out October 6th, which I think a bunch of, Legacies of Betrayal. Like I'm going to be spending a decent amount of money in October, it would appear. And this is her first book since Demon Copperhead, which is pretty cool. And it follows Olivia Cable, a married rural Appalachian pianist navigating a reappearing past lover, musical passion, and class. I am not so sure about the pianist piece. Like I don't know how much that will like resonate with me, but I always assume with her books, just like Poisonwood Bible and Demon Copperhead, there'll be another layer to it. And come on now, it's Appalachian. Like we got to do it. We got to do it, dude. So I'm pretty excited about that. I imagine a lot less of you are probably excited about that one, but I hope that you'll read it with me. I have so many of her other books to read, but I'll probably put this one at the front of the line. Maybe she can ride that momentum from Demon Copperhead, which would be cool. Hunter Bird said, "What the fuck is a grandma book?" A grandma book. The only I guess I'll go this way. If it wins the Oprah like book club award, it's like 80% chance it's a grandma book. But it's just books that like, you know, older ladies write or older ladies appreciate. I'll be honest, it doesn't really mean anything. I think someone in the chat one time just said Jimmy loves grandma books, and we've ran with it ever since. And Barbara Kingsolver apparently falls under that umbrella, and I'm fine with that. You know, I want to play bridge. I want to knit. Like, that's what I'm here for. So, Kamala Ku said vibe is a good way to describe it. It's almost like lo-fi in book form. Wow. Phenomenal description. Phenomenal. If I had to endure one more character shelling edamame in 1Q84, so I'm assuming you do not like 1Q84. What did you enjoy the depictions of women? Just got Demon Copperhead last week. Never read Kingsolver before, but I've heard a lot of amazing things. I would really, 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 really hope that you like Demon Copperhead. It's so true to the experience that I've seen growing up. Here for the grandma reads. I'm here for the meatball sub. By the way, I just saw your text message. Meatball sub's totally fine. I was gonna have the people in chat vote on dinner, but it's already done. So next up to the main stage, Partitia. I'm a grandma book convert thanks to Mr. Nutsworth. That will be my official name when I review grandma books. Partita, maybe? I liked my pronunciation better. While the story was not especially original, the visuals on Gareth Edwards, the creator, was amazing for such a low budget. Very cool. I guess The Road is both a dude bro and a grandma book since it won the Oprah Award. Yeah. So Partita, that makes a lot of sense, guys, but I think mine's still better. Grandpa books are Lonesome Dove, Michael Punke, etc. Yes. Nightshade said, I'm 60, and yes, I'm a grandma, but I'm a thriller reader. Yes, and I've actually had... I have a good amount of people over like the age of 40 that watch the channel, and most of them, it seems, according to YouTube, is female. I don't meet any... Like, it's not derogatory or anything. Like, I'm not making fun of anybody. I'll tell you what, I actually know a good amount of older women from my childhood, like when I would be at people's houses, their grandparents, whatever. And I would always see like Dean Koontz books and James Patterson books, of course, but like I would actually see a lot of crime fiction and a lot of thriller. So it doesn't actually surprise me, and good for you. I think that's amazing. What's your... If you feel like commenting again, what is your favorite thriller? I'd be very curious. I'm tired of the dude bro label. That's a very dude bro thing to say. Oh, grandma books rock. I'm thinking The Water Dancer, Covenant of Water, and anything Margaret Atwood or Ishiguro. Ishiguro is pretty close. Covenant of Water. Wow. I haven't seen anybody since Pat, my friend Pat. Shout out to Pat. Hope he's doing okay. Pretty sure he just had a kid. Like, Pat, if you're listening to this, hit me up. Yeah, Covenant of Water. Massive book. Sounds so good. Probably really slow. But I mean, I love boring books. So to me, Covenant of Water sounds awesome. Mrs. Nuts actually pulled that from the Patreon wheel once, and then she never read it. I think that's grounds for termination. So are grandpa books Tom Clancy and Louis L'Amour? Yeah, 100%. You show wisdom in not pissing off the over 40s women in your audience. Derry, I try my very hardest. I'm really into mid-century so-called women's fiction. Give me an example. Partitia is a Baroque-era musical term for a suite of instrumental dance moves or a set of variations often written for a solo instrument such as Bach's partitas and harpsichord. Okay, I understood a couple of those words. I read it on audio. It was so good. I think I would need audio to help me get through that. A good wow, Jimmy, worthy of Owen Wilson. Wow. I don't think I've read a single thriller, Most don't appeal to me, but I do empower the dog if the mood strikes. Dude. Yeah, first off, yes, read Power of the Dog if you can stomach the violence. But like, dude, there's some thrillers out there that are just absolutely incredible. Go to Story 2 with Carlos and Yolanda and just get a list and go off. The Dude Bros are victims of reverse misogyny. I'm glad that someone's finally speaking up. I am so ostracized as a male. It's very tough. I'm kidding. But I read the other pick. Doesn't matter. 10 out of 10 recommend Covenant of Water. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, let's keep going. I hope I didn't offend any grandmas that were watching. I love grandmas and I love the books, but you don't have to read grandma books if you're a grandma. I want to be very clear. Maybe it's time to retire the grandma books joke. Maybe it's time. Elmore Leonard writes the best thrillers. I've heard they're really, really good. The Ruse is my 6th, and I will say this is my most anticipated release, except for the I already forgot the Emily John St. Mandel novel. That's probably now my most anticipated. But The Ruse is a forthcoming novel by China Miéville. He's back, and he's not with Keanu Reeves this time. Whew, thank goodness. It is supposed to be a massive book. This is supposed to be his magnum opus. He said he's worked on it forever. Like, I think he's worked on it for like 20 years. And it's following a woman investigating a personal tragedy and encountering dark forces. It's a highly anticipated work because it's his first novel, adult novel, in over a decade. Don't count the Keanu Reeves things. And it's going to be massive. It's almost 1,300 pages. It's supposed to come out in September. That is day one read. And it might take me 3 months to read it because it's 1,300 pages, but that I do not care. I love China Miéville. And if this is what he considers, he is very critical of himself. He's very self-reflecting. And if he says that this is his magnum opus, I believe him. And I hope that I love it. And the other thing about this is that I believe, if I'm correct, the reason why he's talked about it for a while. He said that he didn't feel like he was good enough to write the book yet, which is really an interesting thing to say from someone that I consider to be kind of amazing. So, Nightshade's back. It said Face of Despection by Iris Johansson. Okay, let me look this up. This is, by the way, I asked her for her favorite thriller, and she gave me this. So, Face of Despection. We're gonna see what this is. And it's by Iris Johansson. Let's see what we got here. I can't find it. Guys, why can't I find it? Okay, let me try something else. Please hold. Face of Despection. That's weird. Goodreads didn't have it. So The Face of Deception is the first book in Iris Johansson's Eve Duncan series, a romantic thriller about a forensic sculptor who reconstructs faces from skulls and becomes entangled in a dangerous conspiracy after working for a billionaire on a mysterious skull that belongs to a murdered president. Oh, dude, that sounds sick. This novel blends suspense, political intrigue, romance as Eve races to uncover the truth behind the murder and the powerful enemies trying to silence her. This was published in 1998. Dude, this sounds kind of sick. I'm going to look and see how long of a book this is. Well, it's book 1 of 31. The good thing about thrillers is usually you don't have to read all of them. 446 pages. And if it's a thriller, it's probably going to be pretty snappy. Dude, I'm going to order that. That actually sounds pretty sick. And Nightshade, thank you for sharing that. Appreciate it. As a certified grandma, my day is ruined and my disappointment is immeasurable. I'm sorry, okay? Okay. I bought some Guinness for a conversation with Story2, but it was moved to another day, keeping the Guinness on hold. Very good. Good. It's both ageist and sexist, Jimmy. Very impressed you did both at once. Good Lord. Does Ruse not rhyme with mouse? Wait, is it Rouse? I thought it was Ruse. Oh my gosh. Wait, is it Ruse or Rouse? Somebody help me out. Oh my God. I hate myself. How do you feel about graphic novel adaptations for fantasy books? I love Assassin's Apprentice one. I always like seeing what they do with the art. It's not always good, like the Game of Thrones ones. I don't like the art at all. But I'm not like clamoring to read it in a graphic novel form, to be honest. I really need to read some China Mieville. You could read his magnum opus this year, September. I never read Mieville. I just bought all 3 of the Perdido Street Station novels. Am I in for a good time? In my opinion, yes. I think The Scar is one of the best fantasy books I've ever read. And Perdido Street Station's ending is phenomenal. So hopefully you enjoy it. Speaking of grandmas, where's Philip? Probably playing tennis. What China Mieville book should I read first? I would say Perdido Street Station or City in the City. Those would probably be 2 good starting spots. But hey, you should just read the new release with me this year. Britain says The City in the City. I would agree with that. I just bought Perdido Street Station on my radar, but I know zero about it other than there's weird bug stuff in it. Yeah, I think it's like this industrial city that's pretty gross, and there's all type of characters. And how do you describe Perdido Street Station? How about this? How about this? Read it. I don't know how to describe it. I'm not coming up with a good synopsis off the top of my head, unfortunately. So I'm sorry. My sister loved those Eve Duncan books. It's a fast read, and you're welcome. I appreciate it. It sounded amazing. Like a dead president's skull. It sounds wild. I'll definitely buy the China Mieville release day 1, if anything, just to help the book sales. As a fan, I appreciate that. Maybe he'll sell more after that, which would be cool. Marina Enriquez is getting graphic novel adaptation of some stories. That could be interesting. I imagine I would be a little bit more interested in horror graphic novels. I don't know why, but that's just a feeling I have. Duffy Pratt said, here are 2 great literary thrillers, Running Dog by Don DeLillo, about some people trying to get a pornographic movie made in the bunkers under Berlin and rumored to star Hitler. What? What? That sounds crazy. I'm in. I've heard Perdido is straight up angry and the city is inside the belly of a massive whale's ribcage. Is it a whale's? I think it is a whale's. And yes, it is China Mieville is a very angry writer in some regards. But the Ruse or the Ruse, someone tell me other than Mitch, because he can troll me. I gotta know. Is it the Ruse? The Ruse or the Rouse? Either way, please read it. The other one has already come out, and that is The Keeper by Tana French. You guys know that I was a huge fan of The Searcher and The Hunter. Was it The Hunter? Yeah, I think it was The Hunter. This is just awesome. Tana French is incredible. She's become one of my favorite authors. I look forward to the fact that she releases books so frequently. And The Keeper is the 3rd book in the Clay Matthews series. Speaking of thrillers and crime novels, this one is a much more quiet series and one that I think is amazing. And I am going to be getting my copy of it. I believe it's signed, our good friend Carlos and Yolanda, when I go over to Ireland next month. So pretty excited about that. I will most likely also get the audiobooks because I've really enjoyed the audiobooks, and I'll probably listen to it on the plane to and fro Ireland if I can. So very, very excited. An American Tabloid by James Ellroy with an alternative build-up to the Kennedy assassination. Oh, man, you got me. Kindred has a great graphic novel version. I would have never guessed that. Sam, I said, but I'm angry enough as it is. I think you'll still like it, bud. I hope so. Try Nailbiter, Harrow County, and Outcast if you want to try some horror comics. Okay. Oh, it's Rouse, like wow with the Z. Wows. Rouse. Okay. Or Rose. Wow. Whatever. Rouse. We'll go. Carl Hooper. I'm sorry. Thank you. Clay Matthews. Who is Clay Matthews? A middle linebacker for the Green Bay Packers? Did I just? I'm a moron. I'm just dumb. Simple as that. All right. Last new release. There's only so much I can say about Tana French. I've went on and on about her. And I didn't know this was coming out, and I am not even sure if this is true. So someone in chat, double check me, please. But Trade of Blood by Robert Jackson Bennett. the Leviathan series that I've loved the first two books, which is the Tainted Cup and the second one that I read, and I can't remember the name of. I love this series. It's not like the greatest thing ever written, but I just really enjoy the world building. I love the parallels of Attack on Titan, like with some of the lore and the way the world's set up. I love it. And I think Robert Jackson Bennett's like a serviceable writer. I don't think he's anything like over the moon amazing, but I really like the characters. I really like the series. It's one of my favorite ongoing fantasy series. And when I saw that book 3 was on some of these new release lists, I was like, are you serious? Like, this dude's pumping them up. Book 2 is called A Drop of Corruption. Thank you so much, Zealy. So can anyone confirm that this is true? Okay, well, Anitha said book 3 is coming out in June. I see it as August. So whichever one, I will read this book on launch, without a doubt. I don't want to call it a guilty pleasure because I don't think it's like that. It's just really good, really entertaining, solid 4-star books or a 3.5, and that's perfect for me. And he doesn't take too long to get to the point, which is also quite nice. So those are my 8 new releases. I'm going to be looking here through the chat, and then we'll probably start winding this bad boy down. He roused him from sleep. What is the rouse even about? I generally have no clue. I read the synopsis. Were you not paying attention, Mitch? Jeez. Owen Wilson is doing the audiobook book. I hope not. Clay Matthews was a linebacker for the Packers about 10 years ago. The Department of Truth as a speculative horror comic series. Ice Cream Man, if you want a more anthology style with a charismatic character like the Crypt Keeper. Oh, I like me some Crypt Keeper. Fantasy Fanatics at Clay Matthews absolutely is a linebacker for the Green Bay Packers. I'm a moron. Oh, well. I went to read French's The Likeness. I think that's actually pretty high on my list, if I remember correctly. Goodreads is saying August. Indigo saying June. Maybe it's a UK America type deal. Maybe. No King Straub other worlds than these. I believe this is some Dark Tower madness, if I'm right. I really think I got to make my next Stephen King book, The Shining, a revival. I've been talking about reading him for years at this point on this channel. Like, I got to put my money where the mouth is. You know what I'm saying? Amazon saying August too. So either June or August, I'll be reading that. So when I look at these 8, the ones I think I'm almost positive I will read, like absolutely 100% read this year. The Keeper by Tana French, Trade of Blood by Robert Jackson Bennett, The Rouse by China Mieville, Legacies of Betrayal. I want to say Last Contract of Asako. I think I'll buy it. I don't know if I'm 100% going to get to it this year. We'll see. And then Barbara Kingsolver's new novel. I am definitely going to buy it, but I will need to see. Like, if people are like, she's riding the momentum of Demon Copperhead, I'll probably bump it up. But the Kingsolver one could probably get bumped into 2027. So the 100%, you can hold me to it. Legacies of Betrayal, The Rouse, The Keeper, and Trade of Blood. Tad Williams' book, probably, but it's also going to be forever long, and I'm already reading the Rouse at the end of the year. Like, I really think the Rouse might take me September, October, November, and December to read, and I'm not rushing it. So I could see Tad Williams' book falling into the to the new year, possibly. An Exit Party by Emily St. John Mandel, whatever her name is. I'm sorry. Emily St. John Mandel. I got it. Yeah. And to be clear, I think the Exit Party is probably the one I'm most excited for, which is funny because I didn't even know it was coming out until this stream, which is pretty funny. And if you guys want to join me when Exit Party comes out, we could definitely read it and we can talk about it on the wrap up. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Clay was an outside linebacker. Well, at least I got that wrong, right? A Talisman 3. It's tough. Tony said, what gaming console do you own or do you play PC? I have a gaming PC. I've retired from PC gaming. Graphic card drivers, it's all just nonsense to me at this point. I play on PS5. I love it. I have no complaints. And, I don't play competitive first-person shooters anymore because I don't like the person I am when I play those. I might play Call of Duty every now and then, but I can play it on console because the controller's so good. So PlayStation 5, mostly. I'm playing Sea of Stars currently, and it's phenomenal. Phenomenal game. You didn't mention 2 Parker books and 2 Tchaikovsky books, but I forgive you. I'm letting you do that. You're the one. You're the one that can bring those up. I may wait to read the Ruse. I have to prep for a 1,000-page tome. I would say I'll get to it eventually if it wasn't considered as magnum opus. Like, I think China Miéville is one of the best fantasy writers of all time. I feel like I have to. I'm excited for The Unicorn Hunters by Catherine Arden coming out in June this year. I've wanted to read something from her. Also, Jimmy, if you can fit in Hamnet 300 pages long, I highly recommend it. Then you get to watch a movie after. Yeah, it's pretty high up on my list. I don't know when I will get to it, but I will for sure. But they did talk about the new Tchaikovsky books. Well, to be fair, I didn't bring them up. Somebody in chat did. So I can kind of understand where she's coming from. There are so many books coming out in June. Yeah, the one thing I'm looking at, and this is what's going to make it really hard. So just October 6th on this list, okay? I have Tad Williams' 1,000-page book. I got Witness number 3 by Stephen Erickson. Barbara Kingsolvers. And I think that's it. So those are 3 books that are releasing on the same day. And the one I'm going to read out of those 3 is definitely the Malazan book, without a doubt. Man, I don't know. So last year I read more new releases than I've ever read before. And I got to tell you, I think I'm a new release person now. I've never really have been. And you can go check my track record. For 6 years on this channel, I've almost exclusively covered stuff that's been out for a while. I've always tried to go back, especially in fantasy genre. Like I went back, read Zelazny, and wanted to kind of work my way through the decades in some ways. Not all the time, but I do that. And I know there's so many good books that exist, but there is something really fun about new releases. I think it's fun. You also can see the trends and where they're going, which is kind of neat to conversate about with other readers. But yeah, it's fun to be a part of something that's new. I thought last year was pretty stacked. I remember talking to my friend Ben about it. We're like, man, the amount of books that are coming out are crazy. Like how many we want to read. 2026 might be even more ridiculous. And that's very subjective. You might not care about any of these books. But when I look at this, it's stacked. The thing is if you get caught up in only reading new releases, I mean, this could be like half of my reading. Like all the books that everyone's mentioned, it could be half of my reading for the rest of the year. Maybe not. I read a lot more than that, but it's a lot. It sure is. So that's why I'm not going to commit to too many of these, but I would love to get to all of them, which would be sick. Right. Bad news. Partitia was just let go. Showed up drunk. I told her. Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth when? Expedition 33 when? I thought your tagline was finding the best of fantasy. That is Philip Chase, first off. And secondly, I am halfway through both of those games, and I will finish them eventually. I'm the worst when it comes to finishing TV shows and games. Just is what it is. Winter Night Rocks, Baron Nightingale got me out of a huge reading slump. Yeah, I have Baron the Nightingale. I love new releases. It's fun. Yeah, I agree. 2026, I'm reading a lot of new releases. No, I agree, Jimmy. 2026 is pretty stacked. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know. I'm noticing a lot of new releases that are coming out. I'm not even going too deep clearly. And it just seems like a lot of authors I love are active. And I love when they get active. It's awesome. Let me know in the comments after. Please let me know about new releases that you're excited for. If you recommended me something tonight and you want me to remember it, it's always a good idea to comment it under the video. I'm not trying to farm you for comments. I'm just, as you've seen tonight, I said Clay Matthews instead of Carl Hooper. I mean, that is, you should unsubscribe, honestly. Like, I don't know what you guys are doing. I'm an idiot. I'm straight up so stupid. But yeah, leave it down below. Recommend more stuff. There was some horror stuff that was mentioned. Also the thrill, it's not a new release, but the thriller that was mentioned sounded absolutely fantastic with the skulls. And the Jonathan Mayberry, Joe Ledger book about Mr. Church, Red Empire, like all that stuff sounded really cool. So a lot of good stuff. And wait, what? I'm excited for Sanderson's release. What is he releasing this year? The beginning of it is really good. I'll probably give... Man, what in the world? I know it didn't do much for you, but DJ Butler's Witchy War saga is being finished here, and I'm hyped. Yeah, I'm not a fan of DJ Butler myself. That's really something to be grateful for. Lots of great fantasy books being released, fantasy book fans eating those W's. Yeah, and also general fiction, right? It's pretty cool. And sci-fi. You are not stupid. I disagree. Tonight was rough. Tough look for your boy. Tough look. Fires of December. Okay, this is the Sanderson book. All right, before we go, I gotta see what this jokester's doing. I should call him a jokester. That's so demeaning. It's a new Cosmere novel. Part of Hoyd's Travails series, featuring a young woman named December who foresees a plague and must warn the king's court, with Hoyd narrating the story. It was released as a secret project. It is expected to have a commercial release date in late 2026. All right. I have not enjoyed Hoyd being a narrator. I was really into it up until that. I'm not. It's funny. Brandon Sanderson's not anywhere close to one of my favorite authors. I have loved some of his books, obviously, but I think Sanderson's probably top 5 or 3 authors I've read the most from. I feel like I just gotta let it go. Like I want him to be my favorite author. Like I want it because he works so much. It ain't ever gonna happen. So it's in the same vein as Tress. That's all I needed to hear. I'm good. Did not like Trust of the Emerald Sea very much. So Neither says, be kind to yourself, Jimmy. We are being fed loads of information. It's tough to keep track of all the names sometimes. Yeah, and it is also the price of doing lives. Like, I get stuff wrong all the time. I try to correct it as much as I can, but at the end of the day, this is all off the dome. I had minimal notes for the new releases, but I usually don't have anything. Not as an excuse, but, well, kind of. Jimmy, before you go, give me your best divorced dad song. Something in the Orange by Zach Bryan, which is a great song. And I can play it on guitar now, which is really, really fun. By Four Cs, I mean, it means that she lives an entire crappy life, dies, and goes back in time to live it all over again. Okay. All right. We'll see. I'll probably read a sample, but I don't know. Hoyd narration just does not spark joy in my life at all. But I hope people love it. That'd be cool. I guarantee it'll have amazing cover art. The dude does have the best merch and the best styling and marketing in the game. You got to give it up to him. All right, folks, let me know down below if you have some new stuff that you're excited about, and you can add it to my ever-growing list now, apparently. Exit Party, man, that's going to be sick. I cannot wait. The post-apocalyptic binge continues here on Chatting with Nuts. Almost at the Fantasy Network. That's a throwback. Folks, thanks for being here. I hope this maybe, if you guys were here live, I hope it was a good way to cap off your week. And I hope you have a great weekend. If you're watching this after and you're having a coffee or whatever, I hope that it provides you some entertainment or solace, or hopefully not anger, some emotion. That'd be cool. But I just hope you have a great weekend. And I always appreciate everyone stopping by and watching me, even though I'm very fallible, clearly. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. And you can hit like and all that good stuff. You can also hit dislike if you dislike. One person did. It was right when I can't remember, I was dumping on something. They did not like that. They were upset. And that's fine. You can dislike it if you dislike it. I'm all for it. Subscribe, all that stuff. Patreon. Oh, I don't think the Patreon's in the description. You can probably find it somewhere, though, if you want to. No big deal. Shout out to everybody that does support the channel on there. It goes a long way and keeps me doing what I love. But I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I hope that I could maybe provide some excitement for your reading. I need some excitement for my reading right now. So this was also for me, not just you. All right, love you guys. Until I see you next time, be good, be safe, and remember to always keep turning the page.